Hi everyone, I'm Astro Coach Amy. Thank you for joining me today on the Divine GPS Navigator. Today we'll be talking about the new moon in Aries, which occurs on April 15th, 4:57 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. This is a special new moon with both the sun, the moon, as well as Uranus and Mercury in the fire sign of Aries. However, with the sun and moon in what we call 29 degrees, this can be a point of transformation. It can look like a crisis and then things can shift. So take a look, because this is really our time of the month to plant the seeds for the new cycle. So please take some quiet time, get out in nature, do whatever you need to do, because this is time for that inspiration and creativity for this new cycle. This new moon is certainly about that courage and inspiration and just truly new pioneering ideas that may not have been possible. However, what's exciting is in the afternoon, both the sun and the moon will move into the earth sign of Taurus. So today, actually, we're going to be talking about those Taurus qualities during our show, since that will be where the sun will be for the next 30 days. Let's learn as much as we can, and then you can use that energy. Even if you don't have any of those Taurus planets, you might know someone, and it's just a great way to give you a boost for this coming month. Now, you'll probably feel this strong energy from a couple days before, as I've mentioned, as well as, of course, the new moon early Tuesday morning. And I'm sure you'll feel that energy at least for a day or two afterwards. So it's definitely a special time. We have three aspects or patterns in the heavens, and you may feel that energy as well. That first one is actually Pluto, which is going to be making a trine to both the sun and moon, with Pluto being in the fire sign of Sagittarius, and of course the sun and moon in the fire sign of Aries. This can be a time of some great spiritual and emotional healing, so please take advantage of that. As well, we have two aspects involving Mars, our fiery planet. Mars is in the earth sign of Capricorn, and first it's going to actually make a square with both Mercury and Uranus. So we're being asked to integrate some different energies, because Mars and Capricorn is all about achievement and action, and Mercury as well as Uranus in Aries, we're looking at some ways that we can really speak truthfully, ways that we can awaken, really think differently for the higher awareness, how we can use that to contribute. So we're just looking for how we're going to integrate that energy. And then the third pattern is actually again with Mars, as we mentioned, in the earth sign of Capricorn. It's making what we call an inconjunct. This is a pattern about making adjustments. It's just, again, we're learning how to work with two different energies. This pattern is about relationship. And again, because Mars wants to take action and achieve. However, with the planet of Venus in the air sign of Gemini, it's more interested in really being able to be friends, more in a kind of a platonic way, really be friends and connect, as well as have some fun. So the question is, how can you use and adjust that energy in your relationships during this cycle? Now, in the heavens, it is still a very fiery time. As I mentioned last month, we still have 6 planets in fire, which is quite a bit, and 3 in air. So this, again, is what we would call a rather volatile time. So things can change quickly. So stay open, stay inspired. It's a really valuable time. However, because there isn't a lot of earth and water, it is important to be able to speak with kindness, because people may tend to get a little hot and a little bit intense. So please try to practice your social and emotional intelligence as best you can. Now, let's look at some famous people who exemplify those Taurus qualities as we begin to speak more Since I mentioned Sun and Moon going into the Earth sign of Taurus right after the new moon, let's look at some of those famous people. The first one is Ralph Waldo Emerson, of course, a great educator, author, has made such a difference. He's the first person. The second one is Frank Lloyd Wright, again, a very renowned architect, also educator, author, who made a huge contribution. The next person is Susie Orman. Many people think of her as a financial guru, and she, of course, is a teacher and a speaker as well. The next person is Angela Jolie, of course, a very famous filmmaker, actress, and also humanitarian. And the third person, the last person is Wynonna Judd, a very famous country music singer. Now, when we think about the Taurus qualities and how we can really use this energy these next 30 days, Taurus, of course, is an earth sign, and the keywords are I have. The symbol of Taurus is the bull. They're strong people. They're very sensitive people. It's ruled by Venus, which, of course, is about love and harmony and abundance, and it's what we call a fixed earth sign. So the strengths of our Taurus friends are they can be very strong, gentle, they can be patient people, they're dependable, and they can be highly focused on what they're doing. Now, some of the challenges that Taurus face are it's important for them. Sometimes they can be a bit stubborn, they can have kind of a resistant will, and they can be a bit inflexible. So those are things hopefully they're going to work on. Now, as far as careers for Taurus people, because they do like stable kinds of careers often, you may find them in banking, accounting, they might be stockbrokers, some of them are even investment bankers, and even tax assessors. And there's another group of Taurus people that might be vocalists. Some very famous singers are Taurus as well as gardeners. Some are landscape architects or gardeners. They might even be physical therapists or even massage therapists. So there's a wide gamut as far as their career. Now, when it comes to romance for our Taurus friends, they do like to have stable relationships. That's important to them. And they value loyalty and being responsible and really protective partners. They tend to be very tactile and essential as well. It's important for the Taurus to feel safe, to be able to communicate their needs and their feelings openly and honestly. And the Taurus also enjoys luxury. They can be very generous people. One of the things we need to caution our Taurus friends are, however, sometimes they would feel more comfortable offering a material reward or gift to someone in lieu of being emotionally vulnerable, emotionally available, because that feels very uncomfortable. So again, there's a nice balance of practicing some emotional intelligence, perhaps a little gift, but also being able to be present and honest about how they're feeling and where they are. Now, in the global community, this is, again, a time of great transformation. There are some tremendous changes going on with our environment, many positive things, but we also know it can be a volatile time. So please stay connected to your divine source, however you do that, through nature, through quiet. And the two things I know I practice myself are to keep my heart of gratitude and to celebrate my progress. I'm so glad you joined me today. I'm Astro Coach Amy. This is the Divine GPS Navigator. Please contact me at my website if you'd like a reading or have a question.